Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Just made the Ethereum video, very similar wave count. Also here for Bitcoin, the chart followed my expectation in the last video. And we talked about the upcoming B wave here in yellow and that this is most likely not a triangle anymore. So we should see a higher wave C, which then also happened. We had a bit of a fake out rally yesterday, not entirely unexpected. And then the expected reaction to the downside, because as indicated in the last video, I would expect Bitcoin to reach this support area. And looking at the candle here, looks like we're also going to get there. We don't really have a massive bullish reaction to what we're doing here, so it rather looks like further continuation to the downside into the area between 16.3k and 16.7k. Bitcoin is taking care of itself because we had three scenarios here yesterday, with the direct breakout scenario being the least likely because we had 5 waves down. Remember that from the last video. And that is now basically invalidated. The direct breakout, because obviously we dropped below the previous swing low. It was still possible from here to move up in an impulsive wave, but as I said, this move up was just corrective, so it was getting very, very unlikely, and we were pretty much focusing on further downside anyway. But the thing is, now we are getting into a decision area, the next one, between 16.3k and 16.7k. From here, it is still possible for Bitcoin to rally with a fairly decent probability in a third wave to the upside. Then there should be a fourth wave and a fifth wave of this higher degree wave 3 there. Then there should be a wave 4 and another wave 5. This would be the scenario that Bitcoin would most likely follow if Bitcoin finds support in the green area, because then I see this entire move here of the low from the 28th of November as a wave 1 and a following wave 2, which would result into a wave 3 that, when trading, I would like to be part of, right? Because the wave 3 is normally the most bullish wave structure. So this is primarily also the structure that I follow until it gets invalidated. It would get invalidated, or at least it would come close to invalidation below 16.3k, the 78.6% retrace. So below that level, it will get very likely that this move to the upside is not going to happen anymore, because then we're dropping, and I've got the fibs on the chart here, we're dropping below the 78.6% retrace, and usually if a wave 2 gets below that level, it's just very unlikely that it's still going to work out. It is what it is. From all the charts I'm charting, and you know that when you watch the videos, any coin that drops below that level, it really has a hard time to recover. They can do it, but it is rare, and especially if we then drop below the 88.7% fib level as well, that's at 16,160, it's most likely not going to work out. And then we're going to break, and then we can already come down into the lower low area that we're waiting for anyway, which is between 14 and 14.5k. So because if I go back to the 4-hour chart, and you will remember that from previous videos, we are still generally waiting for one more low for Bitcoin. Ideally, after a little bit more upside, but generally, in my opinion, the bear market isn't over yet. Bitcoin hasn't really done what it needs to do to prove to us that the bear market is over. So I'm still looking for one more low. And again, ideally in the region 14 to 14.5k. Can it go lower? Yes, it could go lower, but we need to see first, how does the price actually react to this support area between 14 and 14.5k. Depending on how long this takes, it could really be that we're doing all of this in this descending wedge or ending diagonal pattern. Because, if maybe we won't see that new low until January, February next year. And then we would come into this region here, 14.5k. We'll see. But timing is always very difficult to forecast, But the point is, we are on our way into this support area. Would be ideal to get there. From here anywhere, I would expect to find support at one of these key support levels that I mentioned. Here 16.7k, 16,550 and 16.3k. If we drop below it, we have a more substantial top in place and would sell off directly, most likely into the region between 14 and 14.5K. Should be crystal clear. But we can also specify the target a little bit closer for the C wave here. We can do that by taking the length of the A wave. We go to the high of the B wave, and then we get the first target as the 1-to-1 ratio, 16.6K. It's just a different way of calculating target. And the stretch target would be pretty much 16.3K. That's the 1.618 extension. So anywhere in the green box with a focus on 16.6K, I would say. Okay, so that's my update about Bitcoin. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.